Is it too much to ask for? Yeah. Can I put my lips on your skin, baby? Much to ask for? Yeah. Can I put my... Is it too much to ask for? Yeah. Can I put my lips on your skin, baby? Much to ask for? Yeah. Can I put my...
What you up to this morning?
I'm about to start editing some podcasts for the next 3 to 4 weeks so I can get them out of the way. Do you enjoy editing?
Yeah, I do. Videos. I feel like videos is more of like a creative endeavor, which I kind of like.
Yeah, podcasts are pretty straightforward since we have such good interviews. Like, they're just really streamlined. People know how to talk, so no issues, really.
Yeah, it's funny. Knowing how to talk is really a skill that I think we're both improving on, but we definitely don't have naturally.
I get fumbled up over my words and I try to speak too fast, so like I jam words together.
I want to talk about some stuff though.
Giving some broth for gifts?
Okay, so I'm trying to figure out some things about this 4K challenge. I've really been digging into it this morning, some of the studies and the data and stuff. First off, we can talk about my numbers. My weight this morning is 197.8, so that is 2.6 pounds off the high. Check out the graph. You can see that's definitely a trend line there going down. So my average protein intake per day has been 155.6 grams. Lately it's been going down, and with that my weight has been going down a little bit. So what that could mean to me is just like food weight per calorie is less for fat. 14 grams of butter is 120 calories. 14 grams of protein is like 30 calories. You know, it's like a huge difference in just like actual food weight. But I was checking out this guy, a lot of you guys were sending me to him. Sam Feltham is his name. He did this 5,000 calorie challenge. And I was looking at trying to figure out what he ate for his challenge. Okay, so here's his challenge. I'm pulling it up right now. I'll link it below. It's called Smash the Fat is his website. In looking at his macros, it really made me a little bit skeptical of his challenge, not to be mean or slanderous or anything. 322 grams of protein a day, 460 grams of fat per day. So he's much higher protein to fat ratio than I'm currently doing. And 80 grams of carbs a day. He ate 450 grams of nuts a day. That's 3,000 calories worth of nuts. For the duration of his 21-day challenge, his weight didn't go up at all. One thing that strikes me as a little bit odd is like the first few days of doing a huge increase in calories, I would expect the weight to go up just by the sheer amount of food inside of your body.
I would be interested to see like a higher fat percentage woman take on this challenge. Not that I recommend it or someone should, but I think it'd be very differing results, like if I were to do it.
If you control for calories, the weight gain and weight loss should be the same. And all the studies I linked were in underfeeding studies, so caloric deficit basically, right? So if you're in a caloric deficit, carb diet versus keto diet, the weight loss is generally the same. And then someone pointed out these are all underfeeding studies in the comments. Maybe look into overfeeding studies. And I did start looking into that, and it's actually very interesting. The most famous overfeeding study is the Vermont prison experiment in 1954. Prisoners had to gain 15 to 25% of their body weight and additional weight in a span of 3 to 4 months. So they were eating like 5,000 to 10,000 calories a day, and they all gained a ton of weight. Once the challenge was over and they just resumed normal eating, they all like immediately lost the weight back. So they have obviously a very strong set point, your normal weight that you've had for a long time. So it's really hard to break out of that, which is why it's hard to lose weight if you've been overweight for a while, and it's actually hard to gain weight if you've been a healthy weight for a while. The other incredibly interesting thing is this concept called Neet, which is non-exercise activity thermogenesis, which is basically a way for your body to burn additional calories not through intentional exercise. So like when you are in a calorie deficit compared to when you're in a calorie surplus, it's hard to pick up on, but you'll just be like, you know, tapping your feet more
Fidgety.
and stuff, being fidgety more, your body heat will be higher. And all of these things increase when you're in a calorie surplus. And this is like the greatest variable in this entire thing. Person to person, this varies greatly. Between me and Mega, if we're both eating at a super high calorie surplus, I think it's more likely that my Neet will increase a lot more than hers. But there's a ton of studies that show the reaction to overfeeding person to person is highly variable. My maintenance calories is like 2,500. Now I'm eating 4,000. That doesn't mean I'm eating a 1,500 calorie surplus per day. A huge portion of that 1,500 surplus is accounted for just through the thermic effect of food, which is everything you eat costs calories to digest. Oh, and yeah, one study showed that Neet accounted for 70% of the excess energy intake, which is a lot. So that would be like if I'm eating right now at a 1500 calorie surplus, it'd only actually be a 500 calorie surplus a day. All of this excess energy being accounted for by your body decreases the longer you do this. So there was a 100-day study of overfeeding, and at the beginning of the overfeeding, the body was really like trying to maintain homeostasis, like its set point. Towards the end of the 100 days, you really like break through that and start gaining a lot of weight. That seems like it makes a lot of sense. Because like for a while, your body's just gonna fight back. Like I'm getting more calories, I'm gonna figure out different things to do with them. But then at a certain point, it's like, nah dog, I'm gonna start gaining weight.
Well, that's how people put on weight. They're doing it for so long. They're not just doing a 21-day period.
Yeah, so the weight gain isn't gonna be linear when you do a consistent overfeeding like this. It's gonna be exponential. It's gonna be more of like a curve. Basically just a aggregate of all studies that have ever been done on overfeeding. This one kind of summarizes it. I'll link this below too. And it says, virtually all overfeeding studies show that there is much less weight gain than the increased caloric intake would predict. This effect is so common that German researchers in the early 20th century gave it the name Luxus consumption, meaning the wastage of calories by increased metabolic rate during the overfeeding. The biggest variable in this is your increase in metabolism. To my knowledge, there's never actually been an overfeeding study that compares different macronutrient ratios. That would be interesting to see. That basically would answer this question. And I think it is maybe reasonable to think that there could be a metabolic advantage of a keto diet versus a carb diet in overfeeding. Not in underfeeding, just in overfeeding. I talked for a long time. Mega held the camera that entire time. Thank you. How soon can I get on the sticks today? That's what the gamers call
Whenever
it.
you want. Got my coffee, tablespoon of butter, tablespoon of heavy cream. It's rainy and it's gloomy outside. Perfect for staying in. When I wake up on Friday, Saturday, and even Sunday, I'm not thinking about me taking it easy. I'm like, oh, Matt's gonna play video games today. He's gonna watch football. Like once he lets loose, then it's like maybe I should too.
It's tough to let loose when the other one's not. You feel bad about it because we're obviously working towards the same thing. In 4 minutes, we have a call with a man who wants to buy ketoconnect.net. What are you selling for?
6.8 million. Yeah, this is that guy. Matt's here as well. Snowing in Atlanta. The reason we moved to Atlanta was to get away from this. It's from Kelsey! Who knew Santa's reindeer were so cute? It's a cat hat. Oh, yes. Is she cute?
She's so cute.
My little Miley. She hates it.
She's so cute. I'm having a second coffee. It's 2 tablespoons of butter and 1 tablespoon of MCT oil, and then Mega's gonna make me a little second breakfast. 2 ounces of cheese, and then 100 grams of broccoli, 4 ounces of pork jowl bacon, 4 eggs.
2 ounces of pork jowl with 4 ounces of ground beef, 2 tablespoons of sour cream, and half my avocado.
But look at this. Looks like we're in North Dakota.
Hi guys. I could probably dunk right now. Sometimes Matt does this. Oh, this is a good forehead angle.
Okay, I'm going to pick up Julius. The place closed early because
of the snow.
Surprise! It's Remy!
My haircut.
Remy's over. He looks great with his haircut.
Remy! Remy, come here, Remy! He's so cute. Come here, he's nervous. You're making him nervous. Hi, my lovies. Hi. Oh, I miss Remy. What are you guys doing in here?
We're doing bellies.
Oh, you getting a belly?
Remy loves bellies. Julius doesn't love bellies quite as much.
Julius just wants to play with Remy's belly.
I think we forgot to tell you guys this huge piece of news. We actually did sell our website earlier today.
Well, we kept our YouTube channel.
Kept our YouTube channel, but we got 1.2 million. It's hard to say no to like a million plus.
And then we used
The
some
first
of the money.
50K.
We made an offer and we acquired Remy.
That was the first thing we did. There's a price for everything, guys. Our website, a beloved dog of a neighbor.
Remy's $50,000 of drunken ham.
So I have 1,400 calories left. I'm gonna concoct a dinner. While Mega prepares her meal, I'm gonna start eating. I'll show you what I got. This will wrap up my day. 12 ounces of ground beef, a little bit of cabbage, and like some spicy sauce and soy sauce just to make it more easy to eat. Here we have some wasabi macadamia nuts, 2 ounces. 2 ounces of brie cheese, and then 130 gram avocado. That'll actually get me to like 4,200 calories for the day.
I just saw you like it. You're having sex for breakfast.
Mega, join me. Let's eat dinner together.
4 ounces of rotisserie chicken, and I put a little cabbage, and then I added soy sauce and ground ginger and chili garlic, like spicy sauce. Topped it with a tablespoon of sour cream and some scallions. I'm not really that hungry, but I'm really low on protein because that jowl.
Yeah, the jowl is really altering the game for me. My protein's been so low because I've been having that lunch meal of pork jowl, 4 ounces, which is just like 65 grams of fat.
It's so many calories and just all fat, so.
Yeah. It's almost like cheating. How you feeling?
Happy and healthy. How do you feel?
I'm definitely not feeling healthy. That's a fact.
Any experiment, whether it's on a keto diet or not even a diet, just like in academics, I think the bigger the sample size, the better.
Oh yeah, more information's always better.
Yeah, Matt's just adding to the
So
sample
you gotta
size.
do it next.
I gotta do it now. It's not happening.
Oh, we were lying earlier about the...
Oh yeah, we didn't sell our site and
Oh,
we
we
didn't
didn't get
acquire
Remy.
him. He just came to hang out for a bit.
Did we trick any of you guys though? I don't think I sold it that well.
I think we sold it so casually that it was well.
We wouldn't pay 50 grand for Remy. I would, if we did sell it for 1.2 million, I'd probably pay 5 grand for Remy.
She wouldn't sell him. She actually like loves him.
Fine.
It's very obvious.
That is day 19.
19?
What do you think about this? We'll wait like a week to do our wrap-up video, and maybe I'll give you a weight update at that point and kind of how I've been eating over the past week, and then we'll go over all the data.
That would be perfect.
Thanks for watching, guys.
We'll see you tomorrow.